Hey, hello and welcome to today's GFG problem of the day. Hope you're doing well. So let's say today's problem, insert interval. Okay. So what the problem is saying is we'll be given an array of intervals. Okay. There's a geek who has an array of intervals wherein each element is an interval. Okay. And each interval has a start and end. Start and end, right? Start and end. Okay. And then also another condition is like there are two conditions given that these intervals are not overlapping on each other. Okay. Not overlapping on each other. Second is the second condition is they are sorted, the intervals are sorted according to the start time. So if you see 1, 4, 6 and 8, okay, all these are sorted according to start time and they are not overlapping. For example, let's see 1, 3 we have, right, and then second element is 4, which is starting after the previous interval and ends, right, and then we have 6 and 7, right, and then we have 8 and 10. So if you see, there's no overlap, right? There's no overlap. Okay. Each interval is starting after the previous interval is ended, right? After the previous interval is ended, right? Okay. Now we'll be given, now there's a new interval. Okay. Now this new interval given, and we want to insert this new interval into this set of intervals. Okay. Okay. And after inserting, like, it should still follow the property of that the interval should be sorted according to their start times, and second is there shouldn't be any overlap. Okay, there shouldn't be any overlap. So now if you see, if you ingest or if you insert, what is the right place? What is the right place of this 5 6? If you see, right, if you see 5 6, what is the right place here? So if you want to sort, right, according to start times, so okay, we check. Okay, 1 is less than 5. Okay, we don't do anything. 4 is less than 6, right? 4 is less than 5. 4 is less than 5, right? So it's not the right place here. 6 is greater than 5. Okay, 6 is greater than 5. So this new interval should come somewhere here, right? 5 and 6, somewhere here. 5 and 6. Okay. Okay. This new interval should be placed somewhere here. But if we place here now, right? For example, let's write again 1, 3, 1, 3. Then we have 4 and 5, right? 4 and 5, right? And then if we insert a new here, right? 5 and 6, which is 5 and 6, and then 6 and 7, and 8 and 10, let's say. Okay, 8 and 10. 8 and 10. So this is the new interval, right? This is the new interval. So now it's the new interval's place is correct, right? 1, 4, 5, 6, 8. They're all sorted according to the start times. Okay. But now it is violating the second property, that the interval shouldn't be overlapping, right? But it is getting overlapped here, right? Okay. So now we'll have to merge, basically, right? We'll have to merge the intervals so that there's no overlapping. Now how we can do that? How we can do that? What we can do is, now, now what we'll have to do is we'll have to see, since these two intervals, right? These two intervals, they are getting what? They are getting overlapped, right? Because this interval is starting at the same time when this interval is getting ended, right? So we can say that definitely there's an overlap. Now, in order to merge, right? If we merge, then the overlap get may get um, removed, basically may get removed. So what we can do here is since there's an overlap, we can take the minimum out of the start times, out of these two intervals, right, of the two overlaps. So which is that minimum interval? It is 4, definitely 4. So let me write 4 here. So 1 3, let me write 1 3, which is again non-overlapping, right? Which is again non-overlapping, 1 and 3, right? And 4, we have taken the minimum. And what are we going to do? We are going to take the maximum out of the n times, right? Out of the n times. So yes, let's take that maximum. So it is 6, right? Which 6, and out of 6 and 5, 6 is maximum. So we took that. Now let's see. We are going to see what? The we are going to see what? The next interval now. Okay, let me write yeah. So the next interval, if you see, again there is an overlap. Again there's an overlap, right? So we'll have to again merge these two intervals, right? Merge these two intervals, right? So what are we going to do again? So we're going to take the minimum out of the start times, so which is 4, right? And the maximum out of the end times. So we took that, which is 7, right? Which is 7. Okay. Now let me write the previous ones, 1 and 3, which is non-overlapping. Now next is what? 8 and 10. 8 and 10, which are which in yeah. So this is the current state of the intervals. Now, if you see, there is no overlap. If you see, there's no overlap, right? So 8 is starting after 7 has ended, after this previous interval has ended. Okay, and 4 is starting after this previous interval is ended. So there's not an overlap, and this, and hence this is our final resultant intervals, we can say. Okay, okay. So this is the intuition behind solving the problem. Okay, okay. Now what we'll do, we'll go step by step. Okay, we'll go step by step. What we can do is, let me now explain you the intuition, how we'll solve this problem. Okay, so let me again, sorry, let me delete this. Okay, let's say now, okay, what we'll do is, first of all, we are going to we are going to have a result list. Okay, we are going to have a result list, and we are going to compare. Okay, we are going to compare the n times of the result. For example, let me write this again. I think it is too small. 1 3 4 5. Okay, 4 5, then 6 7, then 8 comma 10. Okay, okay, what are you going to do? We are going to take a result, write a result, and let me also write this new interval, right? What is new interval? 5 comma 6. Okay, so what we're going to do, we'll start iterating through this intervals, okay, list of intervals, and we're going to check if, for example, if the end time of an interval, okay, if it is less than the start time, if it is less than the start time of the new interval, then we'll keep on adding, we'll add to the result, to the resultant intervals. Okay, because there's no overlap here, because there's no overlap with the new interval, right? This particular interval is not overlapping with the new with this particular interval, because 3, the end time is less than 5, less than the start time of the new interval. Okay, so we added 1 comma 3 here. So let me write the code. I think you'll understand better. And before going to the code, I'll request you, please subscribe to the channel, like the video. Okay, so let me, first of all, let's take the length of the intervals, right? Intervals dot length. Okay, and then int I equal to 0 we took. While what are we going to do? While I is less than n, and then intervals of I of 1. We're going to check the end time, right? If it is less than new intervals start time, right? The current intervals end time, if it is less than new interval start time, that means there's not an overlap, and we can safely add. Let's also have this resultant array list of end result equal to new array list, right? Result dot add. Okay, we can safely add this interval, okay, into the result, because there's no overlap with the new interval. Okay, intervals of I, that's it. We are going to add intervals of I. Okay, that means this particular interval, this particular interval 1 comma 3 will be added into the resultant intervals. Okay, okay. Now let's go to the next one. This 4 comma 5. Okay, so now we're going to check here. Is the interval's end time, is it less than the new interval start time? No, it is not. That means we can say there's an overlap. It is not, right? This is not less than this. There's an overlap, right? 4 and 5. We have seen this, right? 4 and 5 is the interval, and new interval is 5 and 6. So definitely there's an overlap. So we have to solve this overlap. Basically, we have to solve this overlap. Okay, so now what we're going to do here is, so once we have done here, right, with this while loop, which will take off, which now let's also add increment I, right? Increment I. Now what we're going to do, we're again going to have another while loop, and then we will merge the overlapping intervals. Okay, we will merge the overlapping intervals. Okay, till I mean till the intervals, right? They're still overlapping. For example, let's quickly see, right, what we're going to, what I'm saying here. Intervals of I 0, right? If it is intervals of I 0, if it is greater, right? If it is greater than new interval of 1, right? That means what we are saying here is, or sorry, if what we are saying here is, if there is still an overlap, we'll continue merging the overlap, okay, till we find I mean, let's see what is this condition say, right? Let's see what this does this condition say. For example, let me again erase this so that you'll understand better. Okay, let's go up. So here currently we are here, right? Currently our current interval is here 4 and 5. 4 and 5, and our new interval is here 5 and 6. Okay, 5 and 6. So what we are checking here is with this while loop, with this while loop. So yeah. So what we are saying here is, so definitely there's an overlap. Definitely there is an overlap. What we are saying here is the start time. The start time, if it is less than, if it is less than the end time. Okay, if it is less than the end time, then we have to merge these two intervals now. Okay, we'll merge these two intervals. Okay, let's see how. So what we are going to do, new interval of 0. Okay, of 0 equal to, we are updating a new interval. Okay, we are updating a new interval. Okay, math.min we are going to take. Math.min new interval. Whatever is the minimum of start time, you are going to consider that. Okay, intervals of I and 0. Okay, so this is the start time we are updating and end time. Let me explain this what we are doing here. Okay, and end time also we have to take the maximum. Okay, 1 and the current intervals end time we are comparing. Okay, so what we are doing here is we are taking, so since this is the new interval, this is the current interval which is overlapping, so we are taking the minimum out of this two, right, which is what, 4, and maximum out of this two, right, maximum out of this two, which is 6, right, which is 6. Okay, that's what we are doing here. So we'll consider this as a new interval. We'll consider this as a new interval. Okay, 4 comma 6. That's what this contains. New interval contains 4 comma 6. Okay, now again what we are going to do, now we'll increment our I, right, plus I, we are going to say, we're going to increment I, and we're going to check for the next interval. What is the next interval? The next interval is 6 7, right? Let me write here 6 and 7. And yeah, yeah, so let's say this is our current interval, right, 6 and 7, and our new interval is what, 4 and 6. Okay, 4 and 6, which is again overlapping, right? Which is again overlapping. So what we are checking here is the start time. Okay, if it is less than equal to the end time, right? If it is less than equal to end time, then we have to merge, like we have what we have done here, right? Let's merge this. Let's merge this. Okay, let's merge this. So what we are going to do again, we are going to take the minimum out of the start times, right? Which is 4, we'll take, and maximum out of the end times, right? Which is 7. So our new interval is now 4 comma 7. 4 comma 7. Okay, 4 comma 7, which is, yeah, which is what we have already written the code for, right? And then we're going to increment our I, which will be what, 8 10. So let me write here. So it is 8 and 10, right? 8 and 10. And our new interval is what? The updated new interval, it is 4 and 7. 4 and 7. So now what we're going to check again is the start time less than equal to the end time. Okay, less than equal to the end time of this new interval. No, it is not. It is not. So that means there's no overlap. That means there's no overlap. So what we're going to do, we are going to break out of this. We are going to break out of this while loop, right? Because this condition, it did not meet the condition, right? We're going to break out of this while loop. Now, what are we going to do? We are going to add this newly formed merged interval, right? New merged interval into the resultant list first, okay, which is 4 comma 7. 4 comma 7 we are going to add, right? 4 comma 7. So now let me write the code here. Result dot add new interval. Okay, new interval we have added, right? And once done, so our result now contains this, right? Result 1 3 and 4 7. Now we want to add the remaining non-overlapping intervals, the remaining and which is that this is the one, right? Remaining non-overlapping intervals. Okay, so let me, while let's run I is less than n, and okay, and oh, no, nothing, like no other condition. Okay, so result dot add intervals, that's it, intervals of I. Okay, and also we are going to increment I, ri, okay, to add the remaining non-overlapping interval. So with this I was pointing where, I was pointing at this particular interval. So we are going to add into our this particular result, right? 8 comma 10, right? And this is the last, this is last interval, hence we are going to stop here. And what is our resultant list? It is this resultant list, right? It is this resultant list. So this is it. Let's return result. Okay, I hope you have got the solution. I hope you have got the code. Now there's this problem in Java. I don't know, currently when I'm compiling, I'm getting some error. But definitely this is the right code. Okay, same I have written in C++. Okay, so I don't know this. This error is thrown by the Geeks compiler. Okay, okay. So I hope you have got the solution. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video. So here, what will be the time complexity? It is going to be O of n, because we are iterating each interval in the array once. Okay, okay, and we are not sorting because this intervals is already sorted. Okay, so thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, like the video. Let's quickly see the C++ code. So here's the C++ code. So here we took the result, intervals of size. Here we are first inserting the non-overlapping intervals into the result, right? Once we found the overlapping interval, we are going to merge we are going to remove the overlap, right? Okay, and we're going to merge certain intervals, right? In order to, we are going to merge the overlapping intervals. Okay, okay. So that is part of new interval. So once the interval is no longer overlapping with the new interval, then we are going to add the new interval, and then we are going to add the remaining non-overlapping intervals. Okay, and then finally we are going to return the result. So I hope you have got the solution. Let's compile this. Let's compile this. Okay, getting compiled. Let's submit. Okay, so I'll attach the code in the description. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video. Have a happy, healthy, wealthy, and a great day. Thank you so much.